Thank you. So, leading a purpose-driven life, what does that mean? It's a great question, right? I once heard somebody say that community service is the rent that we all pay to occupy space on this earth. And it really resonated with me for a couple of reasons. I was doing things that I thought were great for my community, that I knew were great for my community, but I also knew that I could do more. And within that time frame, I had two great losses. I had the loss of my father, who to this day, I miss every day of my life. But I also had a tragic loss of my daughter-in-law. That's a hard one for me, because she left behind two children, my grandchildren. And I think about that because I knew that for me, that was going to be so important to lead a great life, to lead a life of purpose, and something that was going to be meaningful for them so that when they had their children and their children had their children, they knew the kind of service that they needed to give to the world. Sorry. So one day I was thinking about how can I have a purpose-driven life? What can I do? Where can I go? What are my passions? What am I really passionate about? So I did a walk, 60-mile walk for breast cancer. I do a walk for the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. I work with some of the people in the community that have people with disabilities that we help. And I also have a job with Comcast, which really enables me to give back to the community. It gives me a seat at the table. It gives me a voice for the voiceless. And it helps me to bring resources back to the community where I grew up in Pilsen. I also have the opportunity to have a family that's very supportive, and you need that when you're doing things the way that I do. Always out in the evenings, always having to work on weekends, and there's a lot of time and effort that gets put into that. And so many people say today to me, like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know who I want to help. I don't even know where to look. Now, I think about that because over 700 people that registered for this event today are here, and they have an opportunity to give back. If they gave back 1 hour of their time, or if they gave $1 every week, or if they just gave of themselves a kindness gesture to somebody, that would be 36,000 hours, because there's 52 weeks in a year. That would be $36,000, which some people may think, that's not a big deal. $36,000 isn't a lot. But actually it is. Because like the story of the boy and the starfish, and how he thought to pick one up and throw it in the ocean, and the gentleman came up to him saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And he said, I'm saving these starfish. And the gentleman replied, how? You're only throwing one, there's thousands of them. And the little boy responded, yeah, but it made a difference to that one. And that's the kind of thing that we can all do. We can all lend our talents, our time, our treasures. There's so many things that people can do. And if you say, well, I'm not good at that, but maybe you're good at something else. Maybe you're an avid dancer, and you can go to a senior center and help some of the seniors get out of their chairs and dance and have a great time with music and fun and just somebody to talk to. Or maybe you're an avid reader, and you can go to a library or a Boys and Girls Club, YWCA, somewhere, and read to some children who never get read to at night. There is an enormous amount of things that you can do. All of us can. And I think to myself that if we all just took time to figure out in life what it is that we can do to make a difference in the life of somebody else, to make it better, whether it's your barista, whether it's the janitor where you work and just giving them compliments, whether it's just any act of kindness that someone can give to somebody else. It's like a mustard seed. You have the capability to change the world. You have the capability to be able to do things that someone else isn't doing for someone else, and so on and so forth. So it starts with us. It starts with us showing our children, and of course, like with me, my grandchildren, and they will take that and they will take that on to the next generation and the next generation. I look at everything that we have gone through in this country with tragic loss, with violence and everything else, and I know in my core that there's something that we all can be doing. Every single one of us in these seats has the capability to change the world. So for me, I say, let's do it. The power of us in this room is enormous. I am Maria Castro, and I thank you for coming.